Sometimes it can just be hard to decide. I get that. When it comes to choosing a fragrance, there are a lot of different things that you have to consider. Of course, the main one being the scent itself. Do you like the fragrance? Do you love the fragrance? You got to kind of decide in your head, is this going to be worth picking up because I really truly like the scent and it's something I'm going to wear? Or realistically, is it something I'm not going to wear that much, if at all? And the last thing you want to do is find yourself wasting a bunch of money on fragrances, especially if you're buying a large bottle. What's nice is these fragrance companies will make bottle sizes in varying different sizes, anything from like a 30 ml up to a 200 ml. So on one hand, it kind of caters to everyone's budget. So a 30 ml is obviously going to be way cheaper compared to a 200 ml, at least in terms of, the final price tag shipped to your door. But you also got to keep in mind that typically the smaller the bottle is going to be, the higher the price per mil is going to be. If you were to buy two 50 ml bottles, well, it would be cheaper just to buy one 100 ml bottle, if that makes sense. Because to be honest with you, the smaller bottles like 30 ml, 50 ml are not very cost effective at all. And I will say for the most time, I would recommend that you stay away from those unless you can get them for a really good deal, or if the fragrance only comes in that bottle size, or if you don't really care too much about price per milliliter and you just want the fragrance, then by all means go for the 30 or 50 ml. But in today's video, I'm going to be going over 10 fragrances that I personally think are worth buying in the largest bottle size. So we're talking around the 200 ml. So before we get started, if you are new here to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notifications and like the video. You're going to see more content like this coming into your YouTube feed basically every day. So, doing all that will make sure that these videos actually show up to you. Because a good number of you guys come back and watch my videos every day, but haven't actually hit that subscribe button yet. So please go ahead and do that now. Pause the video if you have to, or I'll just give you a couple seconds to wait. Actually, I'm not going to give you a couple seconds. Let's go and jump right into this, fellas. Starting off with the first fragrance, this one is Aqua de Joe Profumo. So this one should be no surprise for you. This one is the 6 fluid ounce bottle, which works out to be around 180 ml. This is pretty much the biggest bottle size. There is actually a 10 ounce bottle size, believe it or not, which is pretty big. And I don't really remember what price that one goes for, but it's not a bad price in terms of the fact that you're getting 10 ounces of fragrance, but it's definitely not cheap either. So for this particular one, I'm not necessarily talking about the 10 ounce bottle. That's crazy. I think they have a 10 ounce Bleu de Chanel as well. I'm not talking about anything that big. I'm really talking about, around that 200 ml mark. And again, this one comes in at 180 mLs. A step down from this bottle is the 125 ml bottle, which I also own, and I believe the next step down from that is 75 ml, which I own a number of those. So when it comes to Aqua de Joe Profumo, definitely in my personal opinion, worth picking up the 6 ounce bottle. This is like the epitome of a signature scent to me. This does it all. This works great for any time of the year, any season. This is one that you can wear every single day, any time of the year. And because of that, it won't take you too long to start to put a pretty decent sized dent in your bottle, especially if you're somewhat of an oversprayer. And I can tell you for this fragrance, you don't need all that much. 2, 3, maybe 4 sprays is typically about all I would go with. But just realize if you're going with more than that, you're going to burn through this stuff pretty quickly. So if you've smelled this fragrance before and it's going to be something that's going to be your signature scent, you might as well just go ahead and make the investment up front and purchase the larger bottle size. Again, we're talking about price per mil here. Larger bottles are always going to be more cost effective in that regard. Again, a lot of people aren't going to care about price per mil. A lot of people are just going to care about what is the exact amount of money coming out of my account or going on my credit card, and that's really it. But you got to keep in mind as well, if you're buying the smaller bottles, it's not going to be as cost effective. So if you know that you're going to wear the scent a lot, just make the investment up front and buy the bigger bottle. At least that's my personal opinion. Some may disagree, some may not want to do that, and that's fine. I'm just telling you here what I would do and what I think is worth doing. Coming up next here, we have One Chaac. So you're probably pretty shocked to hear me talk about this one because I haven't mentioned this fragrance in a long time. In fact, I kind of forgot about it up until recently, but I sprayed it on not too long ago, and I really like the scent. Being that this is a cheap fragrance, it does smell really, really nice. And what I have right here is the 100 ml bottle. I would not recommend getting the 100 ml. In my personal opinion, if you're going to go for this fragrance at all, just go ahead and pick up the largest bottle size. I'm pretty sure it's probably either a 150 ml or 200 ml. I'm not 100% sure. I know the only reason I got this fragrance was because I saw it at like a Marshall's or TJ Maxx for I believe it was like $20 or $25 for this 100 ml, which, I thought was cheap until I got home and realized I could pick up the larger bottle size for that price. So I personally would highly recommend doing that. Just spring for the bigger bottle, especially when you're talking about, fragrances in this price point. It only really makes sense. Worst comes to worst, if you don't wear it that much or use it, you can just use it as a room spray, something to freshen up your house, and you'll have that extra amount to be able to use more. Up next, we have Lana de L'Homme. So again, those of you who know, my collection and know, the videos I make, I do have a 200 ml. It's still upstairs. I still haven't grabbed it. I was going to grab it for this video. I just haven't. I just kind of forgot about it. So I am rocking, again, with my 100 ml here, but I do own the 200 ml. And let me tell you, 200 ml is a lot of fragrance, especially when you look at the 200 ml of Lana de L'Homme and just in that very tall bottle. There's a lot there. The main reason why I picked up the 200 ml of that is, one, because of the hype, and also just because I got a relatively good deal on it. And I'm glad I did. I've worn that fragrance a lot, and it is, in my personal opinion, one of the best date fragrances out there, and really just one of the best evening out fragrances that you can purchase. And it is one that you probably will want to reapply from time to time when you're wearing it, especially if you're out for a long night. You may want to hit yourself with a few extra sprays to, kind of revive the scent. Regardless, though, in my personal opinion, this is 100% worth the investment of buying, the bigger bottle up front. I think on fragrance that you're going to be spending around $100, maybe just a tad less, maybe a tad more for the 200 ml, which may sound like a lot, but when you think about it, it's really not that bad of a price. Especially when you get the 100 ml bottle for around $70 or so. I mean, spending an extra $30 and getting 100 ml more, that's a really good deal. Along with that, I would also say you could go ahead and buy the largest bottle size of Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, just the regular L'Homme. I'm a huge fan of that one as well. Still do prefer Lana, but the regular L'Homme is good too. I've actually just about burned through my 100 ml bottle, and when I repurchase it, I'm going to be going for the 200 ml. Up next, we have Dolce Gabbana the One Eau de Parfum. So I'm just rocking with the 100 ml here, and I've talked about this in multiple videos, but I am running low, and when I do repurchase this one, I'm definitely going for the 5-ounce bottle, and that'll be 150 ml. In my personal opinion, 100% worth just springing for the 5-ounce bottle right away. I hate to say it's worth it even if you're doing a blind buy, because I don't want people to be stuck with that much fragrance if they don't like it, but really, truly, I believe that you can't go wrong with this fragrance, and this is one that I think that everyone should definitely have in their collection. This was a blind buy for me, and I know for me personally, if I knew I was going to like this fragrance so much before I bought it, I would have definitely bought the 150 ml bottle. This stuff is incredible. It smells beautiful, sexy, perfect for fall and winter, and really I think just one of the best men fragrances out there, and one that you should highly consider picking up the larger bottle size if you're going to be looking into getting it. Up next here we have Dewar Rome Cologne. So this is the 4.2 ounce bottle, which is a pretty decent amount of fragrance, but I do believe it also comes in a 6.8 ounce bottle. The main reason why I would suggest you going for the larger bottle size is simply for reapplication. If you're going to be wearing the scent heavily in the summertime, you're probably going to want to reapply it throughout the day. And not only that, but when you spray yourself down initially, you're probably going to go with more than 2 or 3 sprays. Typically when I wear this one, I'll go with quite a few. And that's just because I love the scent so much, and I want to make sure I have enough on me so that I can frequently pick up smells throughout the day or throughout the time I'm wearing it. Because this is one of my personal favorites, and you guys know that. I love the scent, I love wearing it, I just love smelling it. So for me personally, again, if I knew I was going to love the scent so much, I definitely would have picked up the largest bottle size. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the larger size runs for. I know, even this 4.2 ounce bottle can get pretty pricey. So, it really kind of is up to you. If you can find a deal that isn't too outrageous on the 6.8 ounce bottle, if it's at least somewhat cheaper than retail, I would say go for it if you like the scent, even if it's at retail. And at the end of the day, if you know you're going to wear it, I would say go for it. Up next here, boys, we have Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. So this is the 5 ounce bottle, and I picked this one up a while back along with Chanel Allure Homme Sport, which is also in the 5 ounce bottle, which I would also recommend that you pick up in this size as well. I'm really just talking about this one here though in this video. This one has kind of been dubbed as, the compliment king within the first hour. People talk about getting an outrageous amount of compliments within the first hour of them applying it. A lot of the reason is due to the fact that this one projects very, very strong within that first hour or so of you applying it. This one doesn't perform too bad, so I wouldn't say that you need to pick up the larger size bottle to reapply it. You may have to reapply throughout the day, but for me, performance isn't awful. The main reason why I'm saying it's worth buying the larger bottle size for this one is because, again, it is so versatile. This one's a little bit sweet, but it's also a little bit fresh, kind of similar to Chanel Allure Homme Sport, although this one is more sweet than the sport version. This one utilizes the tonka bean note even more, making it more suited for the slightly cooler weather, but in my personal opinion, this one also can work well in the spring and in the summer evenings. So this could easily be one of those signature scent all year round type of fragrances, just like Allure Homme Sport. So because of that, in my personal opinion, if you like the scent, definitely worth picking up in the 5-ounce bottle. It just really makes sense to me to do that if you're going to be wearing it a lot. And you also want to keep in mind the fact that these Chanel sprayers are no joke. These spray out so much fragrance to the point that when you apply it on your neck will actually be wet, and sometimes it'll be dripping because of how much this fragrance sprays. So that's something you want to keep in mind there. This pumps out a lot of juice, and because of that, you're going to be burning through the fragrance a lot quicker. Coming up next here, we have CH Men Prive. So this is the 150 ml bottle, and the reason why I say go ahead and buy the larger bottle of this one is because, unfortunately, it doesn't perform that good. At least not for being, a boozy, leathery fragrance like this one is. Really, on my skin, on average, I get about 5 to 6 hours, maybe sometimes a little bit more. And while that's not awful, that's about the type of performance you expect from a fresh scent. Not really something you expect, again, from a leather scent like this, a scent that's very sweet, boozy, and, has some depth to it. So that really sucks that it doesn't perform better. I wish it did, because for me personally, I love this fragrance. I love the original CH Men as well, and I also really like this one. This is perfect for fall, perfect for winter. It just doesn't perform like a fall and winter scent, and that's a bummer. Up next, we have a Tilley A Bergamot Soleil. Fantastic bergamot scent right here. This one is the 100 ml bottle. In my personal opinion, I would recommend just going for the 200 ml. I know a lot of people pick up those larger size bottles for really good prices. I know I got this one for, not a bad deal, but there also are the bigger bottle sizes that you can get for a really nice deal as well. And again, this is the one where you're probably going to be reapplying it, and it just makes sense to go ahead and grab the bigger bottle size so you can burn through this stuff pretty quickly in the summertime. Almost done here, fellas. Second to last fragrance, we have Dewar Savage Eau de Toilette. So they actually make a 200 ml version of this scent. I'm just rocking with the 100 right here. In my personal opinion, if you like Sauvage and you're someone who's looking for a signature type of scent and you want it to be Sauvage and you're going to wear it a lot, definitely just go with the 200 ml. No questions asked. I believe at retail, the 200 ml for the Eau de Toilette is $145, which, it is retail price, so it is going to be pretty expensive, but honestly, that's not a bad deal. Of course, on Gray Market and then the Facebook groups, you'll be able to find it for a cheaper price than that. The EDP and the Parfum is going to be a different story. Those are going to be more expensive, so really I'm just talking about the Eau de Toilette here. But if you do really like the EDP, if you do really like the Eau de Parfum or the Parfum, and that's something you want to do, then by all means you can go for it. For me personally, this DNA is so nice, so easy to wear, and so easy to burn through that it just makes sense to buy the big bottle. Again, like Chanel, these Dior sprayers are no joke. They spray out a lot of scent. I mean, if you take a look, that's a lot of scent. That's a lot of fragrance right there. So, you're definitely going to burn through a bottle pretty quickly. And finally, the last fragrance on the list, Versace Man Eau Fresh. So this is the 100 ml, but once I do run out of this and start to put a dent into my other 100 ml, I'm definitely just going to be going for the 200 ml bottle. I don't actually get too bad a performance from this scent, but it is still one that I apply pretty heavily just because I like smelling it and I like wearing it. So that's the last one for this list. In my opinion, just spring for the 200 ml or the 150. I don't remember for sure which one it is, just the larger bottle size. It's not going to be too much more, and it's a pretty good overall investment. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. That is 10 fragrances that I believe are worth purchasing in the largest bottle. Let me know down below in the comments which ones you think are worth purchasing the big bottle of. That's going to do it for this video, guys. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. That's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.